Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is CrazyRig. Today we're gonna come back to 3D rigging in Blender, rigging for 3D animation, various 3D animation features in Blender. And this is the CrazyRig. It was an experimental rig that I was doing for trying to get in vanilla Blender some very specific control rig that can feature almost everything, maybe even other additional features, and very simple rig, although not simple to control. It has different, it uses auto I-key option instead of I-key bone constraint for limbs, so we can do stuff like here, for example, let's say that, yeah, so here there's a pin of the foot without an I-key bone constraint. So there's also rotation possible, but there are some problems with the, not a problem, okay, I was checking if nothing has changed from Blender 4.5 LTS to Blender 5, which is new, right? So maybe apparently nothing broke, but I found something that I wasn't able to solve. Anyways, part of the head, there's also head pinning. This, in this case, for some reason, I'm not being able to... Okay, here we go. Here I'm already using some features of Blender 5, which is the override transform alongside with the viewport display, custom shape. Okay, it's using this empty, doesn't matter here. Then it is using after gizmo, yeah, this override transform. So it's using the master head, so this bone which is be here, it's using the, and I want to check what this does exactly, because those are new features. So the use as pivot apparently depends on the actually maybe there's a, no, this is the override transform, right? This is why it is here. So you need this in order to activate this, right? So if we do not use this as pivot, probably should test on a simpler rig, right? But okay, we're gonna, okay, so not using as pivot, it's local, right? So this is not gonna help. I'm rotating. Okay, let's read the thing. So it's confusing. The location and orientation of the custom shape transform bone will be used for, so transform orientations and location will be used for transforms, gizmos, and for other transform operators in the 3D viewport. Okay. When disabled, the 3D viewport will still use the actual bone transform for this, even when the custom bone shape transform is overridden. Okay, so that means that apparently, yeah, so if I pose this gizmo here without this, I'll be posing still from this bone. but not from the location. If I change here, now I'm posing as if I was posing from this bone, at least in terms of location and the bone space, right? So their axes are equivalent, so probably it's this. And then when you use pivot, it does something even different, which this is simpler. It's somewhat equivalent to using this transform pivot point as the 3D cursor. So it's one step. It's just as if I was doing this, right? Although, yeah, because this bone is carrying some other stuff, so ignore this changing here. It's because there's a skeleton here when I... Okay, so... yeah, and then here, same thing, right? It's the same behavior here, because I'm using this. So this is very useful for certain features. I want to see if I can employ this for more specific stuff in the rig. I believe this has crazy potential. This is hypothetical. Maybe we can use this for more advanced rigs that can be groundbreaking when it comes to ephemeral rigging features in Blender. So for example, I don't have an example right now, but... Oh wait, I have. So I was trying to figure out external skeleton. It's not this one. Yeah, so we have a double skeleton here. Let's ignore that. Or maybe not. Okay, let's not ignore that. So I have a double skeleton here. And what is... Why I can't pose this bone here? It's probably its bone constraint. No. They are locked. No. Maybe they have some gizmo thing. Oh yeah, they have override transformed, and I was moving it, but it wasn't moving. Okay. So I made this in order to see if I could create, like, the idea here would be to be able to pin the joint from the without a custom property, but this is tricky because they have, yeah, I have in a double that, so this is not very good, right? Yeah, you have to. This is not very. It's a bit insane, right? Too many, right? You have to have double skeletons, and if it's just a little, that's fine. But no, it's too many, so it's not. It might not worth it. Okay, so let's try just to... Yeah, so the idea is that this would control the mesh, but this will also control the mesh. So I already know that this is possible with deform rigs, but then there's another problem that this will be still control rig that this will push everything. Yeah, so Yeah, this is still, this is why we can't use this torso. So this is like way more complicated. So maybe this is not important now. Yeah, it's not what I need to be doing. It may be this gizmos things, this transformer right options could be handy in such case, because then we can use the same pivoting that could be helpful on occasions to maintain the structure, but it's very unclear because there's a lot of other challenges involved. So what is here of relevance? This one is using this, okay? In principle, we pose this all together if you want to. So if I want just to pose the head, I use this one. If I want to pose the head with the body, so I key head, I have to pick those two. And the fact that the gizmo, yeah, this one is over, gets out of the place, but because I'm using this, it's not absolutely necessary, but it's maybe it's more accurate now. There will be some offset, but that's fine. And while about this other thing here, maybe something here could be handled as well, handy. This is more complicated. I haven't found a solution yet. Maybe it's impossible, but so this will be like a would be better doing this test with actual mesh. So we're gonna do this right now. It took me too long to decided to get this to work. So we're gonna bring a character here, a rigged model. I'm gonna implement the rigged model here within this skeleton, because the fact that this is a much lightweight skeleton, yeah, there's no deform rig here. My idea is to see and incorporate the deform and helper rig, maybe tweaker rig, maybe certain mechanism rig as well, whatever is relevant for the deform rig, right? So below, right, under the hierarchy of this new control rig, and then this control rig, yeah, there's different features here. So for example, I have this intricate system of leverage, of ankle leverage. It's not the same, right? It doesn't work the same way, but it employs auto I key option. So there's no this is just for one bone roll, the ankle leverage. So I have a little problem with the resettings, but that I have to manually reset, like because it's a bit inaccurate, but like it's hard to go back to the, if the leg is anywhere, it can be, I haven't found a way yet to reset this, like, oh, I want to just reset the, right, maybe I have to reset this, yeah, maybe it's this. And this is a multi-posing, so this skeleton has the possibility of having multi-behaviors, like look how the feet is moving. Now check this, and if I pick this, now the foot is stiff, and if I get this, and here is for just the leverage. So it's just by multi-selection, and all these bones here, at least these ones, they have arcs of rotation because they are at the same time F key behavior bones. This controls this. So when I rotate this, when I pose this bone, immediately not only this can do I key from here, this is already doing the F key behavior for this. So you have the arcs of motion, circular arcs of motion everywhere, because all this is already F key because of the parenting relation. So they have inbuilt F key I key because it's simultaneous I key F key in the ways of contraption which is within the auto I key option, which can do pinning of the joint like you can see here. I just need to select these bones. So this is not conventional. Usually noobs, I think 99% of the riggers in Blender at this point, maybe less, but 99% of the riggers, Blender riggers, they probably don't know this. I discovered this accidentally or rediscovered. It's very peculiar. It's not described anywhere, but you can have not joint pinning. This is a limitation. There's a limitation of the I key bone constraint as well. But you see, we have the ankle pinning, which is like the hand pinning. No, it's not here, sorry. It's here. On demand. And this also works with rotation. Here I have a problem with rotating this bone. I don't know what's going on. This probably has some sort of weird parenting somewhere. Yeah, I just don't know. This bone is sort of locked somehow. When I use... maybe it's because of the selection, right? No? Type of rotation. This is a glitch. I need to report it. Okay, I want the pinning. Oh yeah, I need more angle here. There we go. Validate. G. Validate. It returns. So you see. Okay, so that's what's probably what is happening. So this rig is very challenging. I think if you can pose this rig, I need to make a challenge sometime. Yeah, anytime soon I should do it. I will publish this rig, allow it for downloading. If anyone can pose this rig, then that person becomes immediately a auto I key option expert, because in order to pose this rig, you have to, if you don't, it uses auto I key option. Without auto I key option, this rig is not posable. You can't do anything with it basically. So this is mind-blowing for any animator or rigger that will try to pose this thing. It's it took me a while to. Now I'm very familiar, but I'm still developing features. Like this one is the last I did yesterday. Sounds pretty interesting for me, but it was worse before. Now I start to get good at this. This will be the deform rig for the foot. So you see, it's we don't have the arc here. So this is a bit of the, but it's okay. It's a little, have a few more freedom here. I would like to find a solution for this, but maybe there is a way, but I'm not. I don't know what could be. There might be different approaches for this. But the idea of doing this, also I'm not sure these bones will be keyframed. We need to reset them manually, so this is a little problem. They are dynamic. It's not like this stiff one here, which are locked stuff. Yeah, we need to change these names. Oh, just pick the color, right? We're gonna call them Ctrl F2 bones, B for bones. So instead of mechanism, we're gonna call them lock, and instead of control, also lock. So they are lockers. They are temporary feature out. It's because Blender doesn't care about auto IQ option. I care. So they I'm trying to convince them to improve this feature because it's groundbreaking. It's super powerful. It's like it's best than I would say is the best shot. And it's very simple. It's our it's probably one of the most powerful, most smart solutions that Blender ever devised for rigging and 3D animation. It's like ephemeral rigging, and people are just ignorant about this thing. Like ignorant don't mean badly. I mean they just are unaware of the power that is behind. Apparently what happens that we have when we use auto IQ option, we have the Blender creates, this was coded in C so probably it can be coded in Python as well, but it was a bit rooted, so it created hard-coded, as you could say, but it's also doable through add-ons. Apparently Python scripting, you can replicate it. Apparently the AI assistant can do this. So basically it's not a C thing, but in the case of the auto IQ option, yeah, it's also a C thing. So it creates a temporary IQ bone constraint, I believe, but it's dynamic, so you can change. Here we don't see because the bones are colored, but if we swap their colors to something, if you neutralize the colors, then you'd see that some bones, you see, this bone now apparently has an IQ bone constraint. And this is the chain length. So you see, it's like this bone was the IQ bone constraint, but it's like, is that so? Yeah, probably is that. But how do you pose? How am I able to pose a bone with an IQ bone constraint? I'm not sure. So it might not be exactly a typical IQ bone constraint. So this is why it's unclear for me how exactly it works. It might be a special way of doing the trick. Alright, so let's bring the character rig here. This will be interesting. It's first time doing this. So we're gonna bring a character that's, yeah, Dorothy, the character that I've been rigging forever. Modeling, rigging, designing forever. We're gonna append here, because link is not for link, it's appending. So we're gonna get in my, yeah, you don't see, sorry, you can see here. But I'm just gonna bring the entire collection as if I were linking for a scene. Is a collection which is an asset. Yeah, there's another way. I can bring it from the asset library also. This can also work. Yeah. Shift F1. So here we got characters, and because it's I hate this. Yeah, so here is the Dorothy blend is this one. The others are low poly versions. Ah, this is wrong. It's a bit laggy. Let's bring the, not this one, but my importing settings is for linking, but I want to append. What is this? I don't know, but let's just bring this one here. I placed it in the wrong... Okay, this one is linked. Mistake. Unlink. Alright. Let's also... get... Why this is this gigantic like that? Oh yeah, this is gigantic. For whatever reason. Okay, this is not a problem. We're gonna pick everything here. Scale. Okay, reset all transformers also. Reset everything. Let's make sure that the... what I'm trying to do here? The transforms, right? Yeah, it's all fine, okay. Scale 0.1. Apply all transforms, alright. Oops, we got some problem here. This is the, yeah, it's the gizmos. Gizmos, no, it's the... They don't follow up, right? So these things have some different scaling. Let's see. So for example, this one is... is this value here. This I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna connect the spine here. Oh, these ones are very... Oh yeah, it messed up everything, right? Maybe we can do a... Maybe we can do a... Oh, we need a icon here, right? We gonna get here, maybe. We're not gonna pose this anyway, so... before symmetrizing, we're gonna... Actually, this is not very good because this is the position of the... Yeah, so this is a bit stupid. Okay, but we can do it for now. Yeah, it's like it's the position on the tail that matters, right? Yeah, these are different because here they are positioned in relation to the torso. I don't have a bone directly connecting, so this... I mean, the position is different, right? We could do different here if I have a... if I had a bone that like came from, I don't know, anywhere into... Yeah, that we're gonna check, yeah. Maybe it will be something like, it wouldn't have any usefulness except for mapping position, which is not a terrible thing, but it doesn't matter right now. I'm gonna figure that later. Okay, so you just need to pick these ones and gonna symmetrize. Maybe you have more problems here. No, these ones are the same. Okay, symmetrize. Now this is okay, and then we have this thing is probably broken. We need to reset this. It's lagging because of my other rig, so I'm not sure what is. It's something in Blender 5. It got worse. It's not my model. It's the skeleton. It's the armature. I came to the conclusion. Maybe it's Bone Manager add-on again, but no, I've uninstalled it and tested, and no, it's something probably about the skeletal structure. I have no idea. Issues with previous projects, maybe. Okay, so what's going on here? We have a bone here that is... What's the name of this bone? Oh yeah, okay, this bone is just... Need to reset here? No? There we go. It's not doing the proper motion. We need the stretch too, right? So towards the... Okay, so this lagging is horrible. It's caused by this object. We're gonna get them. You see, the simple fact that these things are in the scene. Okay, so we cannot bring just these objects. Anyhow, so we're gonna... Alright, so this was a bad idea. Let's bring this directly into the... Okay, leg... No, the leg... What is collection 2? I don't know what's in here. Okay, apparently I need this stuff. Let's bring him there. Okay. I probably have some things to purge here. Okay, now it's clean. Maybe it's a little, no, I think it's clean, yeah. So something about the library override. Interesting. Okay, this gives an idea. Okay, so sorry about all this. Let's get the, okay, they have still this one to fix. So scale problem. So this is not very user friendly, right? When it applies scale, this is a disaster. But okay, this is the only thing remaining. What are those widgets anyways? Okay, so this is an empty object. This is another empty object. We're gonna, so sphere. Actually, it's already an empty, right? Okay, it's a line and chest. Yeah, I'm not even using these ones. Can trash. This doesn't come with the linking. All right, let's go back here and let's bring this thing. So we're gonna try to bring it exactly. Add to scene. No. I'm gonna try to place it. Okay, so of course it has come with all its widgets and for some reason they didn't came in the proper. Oh yeah, they didn't came, of course. They were not linked, so it's okay. We bring them here. All right. Okay, just making sure we can select everything here. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So it's all selectable. So cool. And there's the armature, which is just the, yeah, it's just the armature. Okay. So you're gonna move this there. Okay. That should be sufficient. I need to, for some reason, okay, the size still bad. What happened? Yeah, 3 meters. Okay, so I don't know how, but I didn't... The scaling didn't work as expected. So you're gonna just rescale this manually here. Bounding box. No, 3D cursor based. We want to give the proportions. Okay, now that we've got this, let's hide some stuff here. It's just lagging, not helping. Let's also use the simplify here. Yeah, this for don't need this. Okay, just making sure we got all this set. That should be it. Okay, what happened that the rig lost its color? That's very... Oh yeah, it's because of this, no? Okay, so something weird happened with the... Okay, so first I'm gonna try to disrupt some data here. What are those? Probably these things are materials, props. Some stuff here that, yeah, probably they are material stuff, but unfortunately it's not that was causing the lag. There's still something. Okay, whatever. I'll end up finding out, but yeah, I know it's the armature because if I... delete the armature. Yeah, there's a bit of lag still, but it improves. Okay, anyways, it's more for when we, not for posing, but to start posing and clicking. Okay, anyways, enough. We need to rearrange these settings. Give this character the right proportions here. This is dangerous. I don't remember how was the... It was probably not like this. Well, this also works, so... But I'm gonna save this differently. CrazyRig next Dorothy, so this already is bringing the... I'm not sure what to do about this part, but these bones are super annoying. There's no setup here to to make this system better with auto IK options, so this needs to be adjusted like this manually, or if some way there exists that is better, I don't know. Is this a lock? No, this is command tool. So this is like one of these. Does this work, first of all? Yes, this also works. So that's fine. What's happening to this bone? Yeah, of course. Let it reset. It's more like a mechanism bone than a deformed bone. This is very Rigify-ish, right? But it's just part of some rigging problems. Yeah, this one will be nasty. There's just not enough space for the structures here. It's not very good, right? Individual. Okay, so this is very bad, so you have to... I don't want to waste the proportions, right? But yeah, maybe it is the best way. Bad choice. Okay, so whatever, we're gonna try to do like this. We'll try to get an approximation here. Probably need more. This one's a step back even more. Yeah. These lock bones exist to prevent some auto-I key option to extrapolate, and this is actually very relevant for this rig. It's weird, but it gets the job done. Yeah, and here still a lot of problems. Shouldn't have tried to address this here now. Maybe I could reuse the part of the rig of the RAS. Yeah, that would be nightmarish also. Anyway, so let's go for what really matters here. After this reposition, yeah, there's still the neck and the head, I guess, yeah. Okay, so interestingly, yeah, I just need to relocate this. Okay, so this is workable. Um, let's fix this horrid things here. It's not symmetrizing. Okay, the bone needs to be visible. There we go, very weird. Fine. So here I don't have a control for the hip sway yet, or will that be? No, that's not pivoting correctly. So this is something, probably it's doable, but no, maybe it's not doable. I might need an extra special controller which can bypass these bones which are responsible for this structural what would allow us to control the head. Will that allow us to do this? Yes, it's one way, but there's something that is not respecting. Yeah, so it's probably not the way. Well, we could just do this, right? No, still not. It's probably because of this one. Or what happened to... Ah, it is here. Okay, this we make larger. Just place it here. There we go. Still causing some... Yeah, so it's not good. Okay, so another feature that, so it's one of the last things I like, this was the last thing that I've made. Alternative things, because there's an advantage of this, which is peculiar, is that when the conventional foot roll, it's a horrible solution, because actually it creates some sort of animation countering, and it's a necessity. So it's horrible to animate this. It's very stupid. It's like, oh yeah, it's cool for posing, but it's horrible for 3D animation. So this is what the good 3D animation rigger and the good software of rigging for 3D animation, if it has a alternative to this, then maybe there would be a way to automate this problem that it wouldn't require countering. The problem is very simple from the following perspective. If you have bones that create extra keyframes, they will, and they have special mechanisms that because the problem is that this foot roll here, there are bones affecting the deformed bone, and if different control bones are creating extra keyframes for the same, but in certain cases that will cause conflicting keyframings, because mechanisms are being keyframed with specific bones and control. So the foot roll controller is the culprit within the mechanism, alongside the mechanism, because it will move the foot and the toes and even the shin, while all these three bones have their own controllers already. So this is the problem. If we could stack and neutralize this with so basically, if you could get automation, like you see, I'm picking this bone and I'm picking this bone and I have a behavior here, but note that this bone is the shin bone, so I'm neutralizing. I'm using this bone doesn't even keyframe, I think, because it follows through constraint. It's severely constrained, bone constraint. So it's just for changing the behavior. So I need to pick it to create the behavior, but it will be keyframed anyway, so we cannot even pose it directly, so it doesn't matter. But and then what we could have here of problems, yeah, we could have some problems, because these bones, they will be keyframed probably automatically, and that we need to destroy these keyframings to make some resets, I guess. I'm still figuring out, but the problem, what I mentioned in ways, is that the problem is that on the conventional way for this thing is that we are getting conflicting rigs, and this is a terrible idea for 3D animation. And when I'm talking about 3D animation, of course, I'm meaning good, real good 3D animation, thoughtful 3D animation, advanced animation. And I don't buy the shit that they tell us. Oh, yeah, it's like maybe it's the best, the least worst we can get, but even that will be inaccurate, because there are some stuff which can be achieved already, whether from other software, I don't know, Unreal maybe. There are some ways of doing things differently, right? But of course, it's new stuff, right? There are new stuff in the corner, and we need to be exploring them. Otherwise, like 3D animation, like it's just some sort of Bronze Age technology, and that's the best we can do today. So very crappy, right? Feasible, of course, we can animate, but it's just a lot of waste, right? And a lot of pain. I care about this because I come from 2D traditional animation, flipbook animation, animation drawing, and stop motion and pixelation animation with people, right? So I animate myself, animate other artists, other people. Maybe they are not even animators. So this is the I come from, and those techniques of animation, they allow very spontaneous posing, right? And 3D animation is just trying to catch up with all that, and it's failing miserably still, but it is in the way, right? And I'm trying to look for alternatives within Vanilla Blender. Okay, so let's see here, what do we get? Oh yeah, I haven't shown this thing yet, right? So the rig is not very clear with the character, right? Let me get all these colors here. We're gonna make them 1.5 maybe, a bit more robust, so because these things are important for selections. All right, so this is I was trying to make a a different kind of head track with auto IQ option, and so it doesn't really work entirely. What's the idea here? Yeah, so the idea is here is that this is the deformed bone for the head, and it actually copied the sound of the master head here. This bone is for manipulating the spine with the head with inverse kinematics, so we don't need an Ike bone constraint for that. But we need the Ike bone constraint for head pinning, just like but in this rig we don't use the Ike bone constraint for this, and so we can do head pinning with another strategy. Right now it's not pinning the head for some reason. Sometimes this happens and I'm still not sure why. This should be enough to pin the head, but the head is moving. It's probably, yeah, it's probably because I've enabled. No, it didn't enable the. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, so there are some mechanisms that this looks like this is activating, even though no, it's just an illusion. Okay, I see why this is. It's natural. It's just because it doesn't have the. Yeah, so this is absolutely normal. This is it's just a distraction. Okay, so I have this. We got this. If we pick them both simultaneously, we can. The head is here, right? But this helps bending the spine accordingly. So if we want to, can just reset. Well, we can't reset. But okay, if we pick them, we can have some approximative thing. Because this blue bone is just a connector, real connector. So it's just for the eye key. It provides a good bending. And then if we want to reposition the head here, we also keyframe, right? It's normal that they offset. Here there are a few offset. Yeah, there's not offsetting, so this is okay. This is better when they don't offset too much. This is why we need to pick them simultaneously. So you have a spectral controller and the real controller, which is the red. So this will control the spine. This bone is not allowed to do auto I key for the spine, is just for the head. F key for the head, but then we can, if we pick this and this, we can do I key. And because of this, then even if this bone moves, now you see. No, hold on. Even if this, wait, this bone shouldn't be moving the. Of course. It's because I'm moving the whole spine. If we get this back to 1. Now it's still moving the head. Okay, so probably there's a mistake here. So there's no bone constraint here. There are no bone constraint in the mechanism head. There's just bone constraint in the deform head to the master head. So why is this moving the head? Is because this is controlling what its parent. Okay, it's because of this bone. Okay. The unparented bone has some mechanism head. Oh, It has apparently some crossed control head. Maybe this is the wrong thing. All right, so gonna check here. Okay, let's try again. For head pinning. Yeah, the head is rotating, which is incorrect. So yeah, apparently, I don't know when this happened, but mechanism head is the last one. It is looking downward. Control head, okay. Yeah, here to go for the head pinning. Then we pick this. No, yeah, pick this and this. So apparently just a stupid mistake that I've made. There we go. So this is why this rig is better than my... It's better in some sense than the other. It's a much simpler setup. Well, we may look at this. Oh, this is super confusing. It's different. It's exotic, but in terms of the system, it's simpler. The amount of bones, and it doesn't have support. Imagine if this system would have support. Yeah, no custom property here yet. No need to switch. So this is for me is an advantage, even though I must admit it's not super clean. There are some issues, but yeah. So the I would like to develop the hip thing, right? So currently, if we wanted to try a... Yeah, I don't know why it has this behavior, but whatever. Okay, Blender is crazy. It's like it's remembering some selection, I'm not sure. Okay, maybe, I don't know what was going on, but okay, we have this. We don't have pole targets, so this could be a little annoying. And this also for posing the leg in certain behaviors can be also sometimes Yeah, like I need always to pick certain bones. They are currently to get certain specific leg behaviors. So I'm still trying to figure out if there's something better about this. But this simple setup means also simultaneous IF key with the perfect circular arcs of motion. Whichever bone we pick here, because they are further on, later on, I should, in our day, maybe I should be trying the actual results of posing this rig, like a keyframing, right? And really looking at the arcs of motion. I've already tried, but it will be good if I can improve this. Here, according to there might be ways to make this thing more accurate, more spontaneous, but by adding bone constraints here, I risk to reduce the amount of possibilities the rig has. Because it is versatile by nature. If I start constraining like these control bones, maybe I can get some more spontaneously behavior, but at the cost then of having to make switchers later on, which is exactly what I don't want to be doing. So maybe here for posing, not the worst thing in the world. Maybe we can get used to, or maybe I can make a script to auto reset these bones. Yeah. So we don't need this for this, because this we can just achieve by rotation of this, right? Actually, it is not working. Yeah, so how do we keep this? Oh, now it is moving. Okay. It's just when I get the X, maybe they have some wrong orientations. Oh yeah, they are inverted, right? It's not good. So now it works. If we pick this, some rotation here won't be good. Okay, so for the can I improve this part here for the control rig? Probably. The control rig doesn't need to match the deform rig, right? So it can probably make this a little better. Here I'm gonna make a trick here. I'm gonna disconnect so that I can connected. These bones here, it's not helping. And we can't bone constrain these bones. They are in the auto I key chain supposed to be working out. So this will disrupt their behavior badly. A bit like I key chain of regular I key bone constraint. It's usually not a great idea to do that. Alright, so in order to create this automation for these bones, I thought of something like this, which controls bone constraint the lock bones and not these bones. So this could be an alternative. So let's see. I'm gonna pick this bone here. I'm gonna parent this one to the no, maybe not. Yeah, the actually the parent it here. Yeah, so this doesn't matter too much because we're gonna change this into octahedral, pointing downwards. We're gonna parent it here. We're gonna place it exactly at the... Yeah, it could be placed here, it's fine. The size doesn't really matter. This we're gonna also... It's not... yeah, we can call maybe this... Because this is a different rig. I need a few more different concepts here. Because there will be tweakers later which will have different functionalities, so just to prevent some confusions here. Then we need to bone constraint the first ones. Yeah. Not necessarily the hip sway that I wanted. Not sure this will work. It'll be more like a fake parenting, but this is dangerous. Well, let's try first the fake parenting. It's not sure this will do anything different. Yeah, it's the same thing. Because the hip sway actually make them move. Rotate like this, right? So it's not it's this on top of other stuff. Because this is parented connected, I can't truly okay, so here's the trick. This one needs to be at the basis, but because of how this system works, however, I might be able to use, instead of this, I use this. So actually we're gonna subdivide this stuff. We are gonna start still the originals. We're gonna unparent. No, this is the, okay, so this is bad. Bad setup. We need to displace here. But we use this. Okay, of course, it is on the basis. There we go, but it's a bit weird, but it also works. We need to see for the other side. If it followed... Yeah, it's the same thing, but well, whatever. So that means now that yeah, never mind. This is not easy to visualize. Let's use instead the B-bone for now, just to make this one bigger. Yeah, we have some... Wait, this is not the hips. This is the main lower body, just as this is a upper body. Yeah, so this is not hip sway yet. Hip sway is something else even. But at least we were able... Well, not sure. Let's see. Yes, we can still pin individually. So this is good. It's not sufficient, but it is... That means I don't need to pick this, but if I pick only this, we can... Yeah, this is not for this, so we still use this. This control still functions. This still yeah, I think everything functions there. We just happen to have an extra command for the legs, which wasn't something like that, but this one is more higher, right, in hierarchy. So not sure if this can break the... Oh yeah, you're having some problem here. What's happening with the... Yeah, we're having some conflict here. Okay, this is bad. Have to figure out if we can avoid this. Yeah, so this is not gonna work. Need another way. Anyways, this wasn't solving our problem yet. Wait, maybe it's because of this connection? No, I'm not sure. Same problem happens, yeah. So we, for some reason, we can't have this. It's locked anyways. What's happening here? This could be a glitch. Okay, so I'm just gonna make again, I don't know. What's happening to these things? They go crazy all the time, so... Oh yeah, I've changed the bone length, that's it. Okay, so here, let's see, we got this stupid bones here, one for each size. We're gonna just change here and change those targets, and that's it. Yeah, and something happens. With this other leg, it's crazy. It's like in memory there is some selection. Okay, still working as before, but there is... How do I move the hip? Okay, this is working in spite of... Yeah, so in spite of this is working. So my idea why, if this is parented connected to... Is this gonna break? No, this won't gonna break. This is no hip sway, of course. To do hip sway, we need to lock the feet, right? Maybe this. This is picking the upper torso. How? Why? Ah, because of IK, of course. I see. I see. So these bones, they cannot be parented. Oh, they need to, of course they can, but they need to be parent disconnected. That will lock the... Okay, let's try again. So select both. Okay, then select both and GR. There you go. So yeah, so that is a bit crazy, right? But that works. This is completely new, fresh. So basically, it's I need to figure out now how to reconfigure this. So in principle, these bones shouldn't... Yeah, they could be... this will cause Rig havoc, so I'll just gonna clear parent, connect here. Let's bring this thing here and do this, do this. Really nothing serious here, so we're gonna connect and we're gonna pick this one and we're gonna left. Yeah, we're gonna... Of course we want a single bone, so we're gonna do this again. F, we're gonna do here, gonna parent offset, everything offset here. Then we're gonna parent... We need to split here, the right. We're gonna go keep offset here, and this we're gonna bring there. So, and this is the same, right? Is the same. No bone constraints here. I think this should work. Okay, so... Okay, what happened to this bone? This thing is just hidden. No. It might have a bone constraint. No, where it is... looks like it is... Oh yeah, it is the same. We need to custom shape, right? Yeah, super intense lag here. All right, there it is. We're gonna also make B-bone, and that should be it. Then now I pick this and okay, first let's see if we can pin the, okay, pin here. Everything seems fine here and here. And then here you can do also with GR for rotation, R X, yeah, Z, good. Then we get the bone here and we do the same thing, GR, yeah, and then G, GR, there we go. GRX, GR, no, GR Z, yeah, GRZ, but not normal. What is GRZ? There we go. So here is how to, oops, I saw a little mistake. No big deal. It's just because typical problem in this setup. So you have here GRZ, double Z, apply or validate G, and validate, and there we go. Yes, so massive improvements, because this feature I wasn't sure how to, even if it was possible. There's another problem that, yeah, there are a lot of, I'm trying to mimic what my other rig did, right? But it's very hard. So here I have the spine, I have the, I would like to connect to control the lower body through reverse I key. The problem of doing that is that, okay, let's say reverse I key with pinning legs, right? But then if I grab this bone, it's a bigger one, so it really will mess up. I don't have I key anymore. And it turns out I cannot extend, yeah, my original rig, these were connected with the bottom part. If I connect there, I won't be able to pin the head, or yeah, so I need to find, if there is a possibility, I need to find a way to pose the, yeah, I don't have, I cannot bend the legs here, and I can bend them just with this bone. Yeah, I can do this, for example, with this torso, but this I think I can do it. No, I can't do it this simple bone. It needs to be at least, what about this one? This will pin the head, yeah, so we can't use this. Apparently not, so but then I lose the, apparently I lose the flexibility of the spine, so this is not good. Because this controls the spine by F key, right? So maybe what I need, wait. Maybe I need this with this. Then we have some bad offsetting. Yeah, so this is a problem. This is connected. What connected parented or which kind? No, it's disconnected. Okay. So you have a problem here because, oh yes, yes, we need to, yeah, this is not good. So is that what was happening when I was trying to do the, yeah, indeed, this was, yeah, the rotation is fine, but not the positioning. Um, because this won't move the lower torso. I cannot control this because the spine is not connected. Yeah. If I connected the spine, then that means that I would only be able to pin the head at the same time as I pin the legs, most likely. So here, if I wanted a specific behavior that my other rig have, maybe there's another way. If I could get this like connected, it's like I needed to make this bone move. But that will cause problems. Maybe I need to disrupt this setup here. This is bone constraint. Make this dynamic. Okay, I'm gonna save multiple times here. Let's also make another scene here. Why do I have? Okay, this was even beyond before. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's make this experimental thing elsewhere. I'm gonna delete these locks. What if we, I want to be able to pin the head if I don't use a setup like this. Meaning I need to protect these ones. Yeah, so the idea would be to delete this one. I can still reuse it. So we're gonna actually make this gonna crush this one. Gonna place this one exactly here. Why this orientation? This is crazy, right? Okay, so what does this means now is that in this var so now we have this thing which should be able to control the pin the head on demand. But now it is moving the legs. Yeah, so this is what I feared. I have some yeah, it's too dynamic. And the problem is that we cannot pin the head anymore, I guess. The old way. It just gives us the possibility to... Yeah, but it's not behaving very well. Anyways. Yeah, it's very frantic. Okay, so I'm tired with the leg. Essentially, this is too annoying. So this scene is I have to get rid of the old rig somehow and see if I can get rid of this of all this data that is causing lag. So Blender 5.0 start happen. Yeah, always probably some add-on like extension could even be again the, because my rig used the old rig used the bone manager extension. It's already causing a lot of lag. It was very painful. So maybe vanilla Blender is still the best thing to be I'm considering. This file seems to be corrupted, contaminated. So this is one of the big problems in Blender when you have these dangerous updates. So yeah, folks, hope that was interesting. I'll keep doing this thing and see if I can improve. We got some interesting features here, hip sway, right? And now this spine connection, it's something that maybe there's no solution for this rig, but it will be nice to have. The other thing without switching would be the head track. So this, I believe it's possible, but still struggling. And I haven't connected yet the skin, right? Or not skin, but I haven't made the connection of the helper deform rig to this CrazyRig setup of skeleton. So this will be interesting, because then I'll see how the character reacts. So to the CrazyRig, that could be very interesting and inspiring to show some, because just posing the armature is sort of boring, right? Yeah, folks, and glad I'm returning to rigging. See you soon and have a nice weekend.